Hi guys, Artie here, and to the complete disbelief of everybody, this summer, the Max streaming service is changing their name back to HBO Max. Make up your mind, people. I know, it's very confusing. They're backpedaling hard because they are aware that people like me still call it HBO Max, since it has previously established brand recognition, which is what I've been trying to say this whole time. They are even making fun of themselves on Twitter by posting self-aware memes to promote the upcoming rebrand. They are trying a little bit too hard to make this the next big meme. For some background info, Max originally started out as HBO Go. Originally HBO on broadband, a video-on-demand service launched in 2008 that was available as a website, app, and in addition to the on-demand section of select cable providers. It gave existing subscribers of the HBO Premium cable channel access to watch all sorts of shows and movies from HBO's catalog. Most importantly, newer and currently running series such as Game of Thrones. A handful of HBO originals were absent from this service, including The Ricky Gervais Show, which is still not on HBO Max in the US as of writing this. It was all smooth sailing until the summer of 2020 when the service was discontinued in favor of the upcoming HBO Max service that was launched in May 2020. However, the HBO Go app was still available in other regions of the world such as Asia as late as a few months ago. There was also HBO Now, which was more like a standalone conventional streaming service with a monthly fee, rather than a video-on-demand model like HBO Go that launched in 2014 and shut down in December 2020, integrating into HBO Max, which used to have a wide array of content all across Warner Bros. Discovery and Legacy Turner brands. They started HBO Max so they could get in on the action of the streaming wars. Fast forward to 2023. Warner Bros. Discovery decided to rebrand it to stupidly just Max in the US to disassociate it with HBO, so more people would instead recognize it for the original series? That worked out amazingly, didn't it? And now we're here. It was a pretty dumb and reckless business move to change the name in the first place, since, like I said, HBO Max already had a widely established brand recognition and everyone I talk to still refers it to as such, and not generically as just Max. You know why? If you say Max, people aren't going to know what the hell you're talking about, and will ask you to be more specific. It's too broad of a term with multiple connotations and meanings that's already used by dozens of brands across the world. Also, it's too short of a name, which irks me for some reason. Not to mention, when HBO Max's color palette was originally the bluish-purple color, it made it stand out from the other streaming services since both Paramount Plus and Disney used blue. Netflix is red, and Hulu of course is like a lime green color, but currently HBO Max is just a boring monochrome black. It's better to have your product or brand stand out from the competition as something superior and special, rather than blend in with the rest, like a carbon copy. So yeah, the whole rebrand was pointless and it was all for nothing. All it did was confuse their consumers and audience and also gave content creators like me something to talk about. If they wanted to change their name, they should have gone for something like Warner Max, and even then, a name change wasn't necessary for a service this popular. It wasn't some niche, obscure, unpopular service like Quibi was. Remember that from like 2020? But anyway, it would be like if Disney Plus or Paramount Plus renamed themselves to something like Just Plus. These executives in charge for the brand identity get paid six figures for this, by the way, just for them to flip-flop and be indecisive over a name. Very rarely do large companies and organizations change their name, and then revert it back to the original name, unless it's a company being broken up or something like that after a merger. But at some jobs, they're so strict that they'll write you up for every little thing, unless you're in the police force, where even the most major infractions will get you suspended with pay or paid leave. A name's just a name, but the real deal breaker is the content itself. When the service rebrands in the summer, maybe they'll get it together and stop removing everything left and right? Probably not. As for purges and removals, I doubt it. Unless they actually do break off from Discovery, there's not much else to lose anyway. Honestly, I think they have no idea what they're doing. I'm not interested in subscribing to this service or any streaming platform for that matter when sites like YouTube and Internet Archive are more accessible and have more content, and I already have my own library of media saved locally. The media landscape never stops changing. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, notify, and check out other videos on the channel. You may like them. What are your thoughts on the service reverting back to HBO Max? Are you glad that it may be going back to normal? Let me know in the comments.